you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that ready for whatever. We gon' have to show them something, man. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. You don't understand that I'm doing what you can't with no cap. Ha! This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them. Yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the... Huh? Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that... Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback? Now I see you with your bad self. If you into taking L's, then I can't help. I'll be the self-made champ, look at my belt. I built this all from the ground up, that's all by myself, y'all know. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them. Yeah, they're too strong.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so busking in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in name. The name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave. The US of A. Oh, say, just that star-spangled banner gave way for the land of the brave. And the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
Welcome back, race fans. Sunday night CFM Checker Flag Motorsports Speedway Monkeys presented by Buttkicker. Season 2, Round 3, live to you tonight from Atlanta, here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Stephen Lane up here in the booth. Glad everybody could join us tonight. Got a pretty good field of trucks. Got a little bit of a late start tonight, and do apologize about that, folks. Was down there visiting with the drivers, seeing how they like the new update to the track with the new asphalt and the new pit road entry and all of that. But so far, everybody seems to be enjoying the new track. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Got a couple people out there watching already. Brendan and Braden out there in the chat as well. Glad to have everybody joining us tonight. We're going to go ahead and jump right into our point standings. Since they got about 3 minutes left to practice. Anthony English, your leader right now, with 96 points to win so far on the season. So everybody is gunning for Anthony to try to take him off of that podium spot. But Adam Kilday in second with 85 points. He is 11 behind Anthony. Paul Servant in third with 79, 17 behind the leader and 6 behind Adam. Mark Mann in fourth right now with 76 points. He has 20 behind the leader and 3 behind Paul. Rich Seabrand's coming in fifth right now at 69 points, 27 behind the leader, 7 behind Mark. Hunter Reynolds almost breaking the top 5 in sixth right now at 68 points, 28 behind the leader and 1 behind Rick. David Overstreet in that 7th place spot right now at 67 points, 29 points behind the leader and 1 behind Hunter. Pretty tight racing throughout the top 10 though. Big night can change the whole landscape. Dusty Burkhart right now in 8th at 66 points, 30 points behind the leader and 1 behind David. Cole Spalding in 9th right now at 65. He is 31 points behind the leader and 1 behind Dusty. Now we got a tie for 10th here with James Mayer and Jimmy Reynolds, both at 60 points, 36 behind the leader and 5 behind Cole. Shawn Stevens in 12th right now at 56 points, 40 points behind the leader and 4 behind Jimmy and James. Coming in 13th, Sean Frazier at 51 points, 45 behind the leader and 5 behind Shawn Stevens. Andy Brigante in that 14th spot at 49 points, actually a tie for 14th with him and Jason Kinzer, both at 49, 47 behind the leader and 2 behind Sean. Bubba Whittingham in the top 16 there at 48 points, 48 behind the leader and 1 behind Jason and Andy. Kevin Haas in 17th right now at, actually we got a tie for 17th with Kevin and Les. They're 46 points, 50 behind the leader and 2 behind Bubba. Anthony Bledsoe in 19th right now at 44 points, 52 behind the leader, 2 behind Les. And then Alex Giffin rounding out our top 20 at 44 points as well, and 52 behind the leader and 2 behind Les. So good tight racing right now, folks, coming into the second season, the third round of the second season. We're going to jump into our pre-race analytics A 5-mile-an-hour wind, 70-degree air temperature, humidity at 1 degree. Track temp at 74, so cool track tonight. Of course, with the new asphalt, that's going to help with a little bit of grip and make these trucks run a little bit faster. We got 100 laps here in Atlanta, 154 miles. Unlimited tires at 50% fuel. We're looking at about probably about 23 to 20. I think we were talking earlier that one driver was saying he was getting about 26 to a tank of fuel. So we're going to say 24 to 28 laps, depending on if they can save fuel in the draft. We'll find out. Pit road speed at 45 mile an hour, pace speed at 65. Of course, Atlanta, it's a 1.54 mile track, so going to be a interesting race. Going to see how it winds up with this new asphalt that they put down. But big shout out to our race sponsor tonight, Mr. Alex Giffin with the Giffin Plumbing 150 here at Atlanta. So big shout out to Alex and the Giffin Plumbing guys. So thank you for sponsoring tonight's race. We were kind of watching these guys as they're winding down the practice. I believe that's Adam Kilday and Anthony English out there smoking up the track and having a little bit of fun as the practice session is over. They will get into qualifying here in just a few minutes. Going to have 2 fast repairs tonight, 2 GWC attempts, and 1 qualifying lap. They'll actually get 2. First lap is a warm-up lap, which does not count. Looks like we've got several drivers already coming out on the track. Bubba Winningham, Russ Hancock, Cole Spaulding. There is Bubba Winningham in that Chevyland 6 truck. Doug Johnson sporting a new paint job tonight as he got a black flag, probably speeding off a pit, so he's going to reset and try it again. But Kevin Haw is coming out on the track, as well as Rick Seabrands, Dusty Burkhart, Adam Kilday, Sean Frazier, both down at the end of pit road. James Mayer out on the track in that Frank's Red Hot truck. 15 of Alex Green here with us tonight. Dana Osborne in the 8 truck. Chris Jordan in the 78 as well. Jimmy Reynolds out here tonight running the Reynolds Wrap 17. Hunter Reynolds out here in the Reynolds Wraps 26. David Overstreet, our race owner and our host for CFM Speedway Monkeys. And then, of course, the 04 of Mr. Mark Mann out here on the track as well. We do have another father and son duo out here with Jim Duda and Jared Duda. Jared in the 153 truck and Jim in the 053 truck. Good to see, family oriented. Right now, Hunter Reynolds has laid down the fastest lap with the 31.689. Now I was looking at the practice laps, getting into the 29-second range. Oh, Dana Osborne jumping out there on the pole with a 31.660. Doug Johnson laying down a surprising 31.685. Good lap by Doug. Hunter Reynolds still is there in third, but here comes Paul Servant jumping into the second place spot. Can't hardly talk tonight, but at 31.678. The lap times are coming in right now. We've got 37 drivers that have registered for tonight's race, so pretty good field for our third race of the season. Again, I do apologize. Now, I need to make a public apology to a gentleman on Friday night. I got confused about who he was. I called him Seabass, which I was referring to Sebastian Marin, but this gentleman's name is Scott Martin. So, Scott, if you're watching, buddy, I do apologize for that. I was going to do it last night for the OP race and totally forgot. But it's been kind of a busy weekend for me running or broadcasting Friday, Saturday, and tonight. So I do apologize to Scott. If you're out there watching, buddy, I do apologize, sir. We all make mistakes, but I will be the first to admit when I make a mistake, and I will own up to it. Now, Adam Kilday has knocked Dana Osborne off of that top spot with a 31.631, but we still have several drivers still coming out to qualify. Les Levy being one of those drivers in that 62 Maker's Mark truck. Anthony English out there as well. Anthony jumping into that fourth place spot. John Guerrera in the 88 truck, and Andrew Schroeder at the end of pit road right now. So again, I do appreciate everybody tuning in and joining us tonight. Now, I got to make some adjustments here because, well, our logos are a little bit out of whack. I'm looking at the MaxspeedTV rotating, and that thing is right behind the stationary that YouTube has. I ain't quite figured out how to remove that, but we will work on that as well. I want to try to move that down just a little bit to where it gets right there on that, but no images for tonight's sponsor. But again, big shout out to Alex Giffin Plumbing. But looks like Adam Kilday is going to be your pole sitter. We'll go ahead and get Adam up here to the booth. Give me just 1 second to find him. He is down here in race room 7. We're going to move him up to the broadcast booth. Adam, congratulations. Got the pole tonight, buddy. How's things feeling out there with this new track update?
With the new lighting, it's a bit dark out here, so I don't know, it's kind of hard to see where like the lines are in the track a little bit right now, but should be easier to see once the sun goes down all the way.
Yeah, I noticed even on my screen it's a little bit dark, but I think it will once the sun goes completely down and get the lights back up brighter. It should be okay. I did run some practice laps on this track, and I like the new asphalt, the way the trucks feel on it. Some pretty good grip out there. Of course, our track temperatures are a little bit low tonight, so we're at 74-degree track temp. That's going to help you guys out some. What's that going to do for tire wear?
I'm not sure yet. I mean, it felt like in practice it was like a bit more, the truck was sliding around a bit more this time, but we'll see. As the night goes on, it stays cool. Hopefully, we get the same tire wear we did last time we were here, so hopefully we get that, but we'll see what happens.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck. Congratulations, and just have fun out there tonight.
All right, we'll try to do that, man.
All right, we'll see you.
All right, take it easy.
All right, we'll get him back down there. We'll go ahead and get our MaxspeedTV starting grid. Again, ignore the chase driver. I don't know why those are still showing up. Haven't figured that out. But Adam Kilday is your pole sitter, and that 85 on the outside of him is the 8 of Dana Osborne. Starting row 2 inside, the number 3 of Paul Servant. On his outside, the 44 of Anthony English. Starting row 3 on the inside, Doug Johnson in a 38 machine. His outside, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Starting row 4, the newcomer, 153 of Jared Duda. To his outside, the 99 of Alex Giffin. Starting row 5, the 15 of Alex Green. To his outside is that number 4 of Rick Seabrands. Starting row 6 is the old 53, the father of Jared, is Jim Duda. His outside, the 46 of David Overstreet. Starting row 7, the 95 of James Mayer. To his outside, the 78 of Chris Jordan. Row 8, the inside, is the 88 of John Guerrera. To his outside is the Matt Man, the 04 of Mark Man. And row number 9 is the 6 on the inside of Bubba Winningham. On his outside will be the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Starting row 10, the 03 of Kevin Haas. On his outside will be the 36 of Stephen Trail. Starting row 11, the 14 of Sean Frazier. To his outside, the 00 Rob Connors. Starting in row 12, the inside 343 of Russ Hancock is outside the 69 of the Tennessee Vols truck of Dusty Burkhart. Starting row 13, inside row is the 39 of Shane Ford, is outside the 47 of Shawn Stevens. Starting row 14 is the 62 of Les Levy, is outside the 11 of Jason Kinzer. As these guys are coming to the Geico start zone. Be the green flag coming out, folks. Here we go. Boogity, 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 folks. Racing here at Atlanta. As we finish our starting grid. 34 Ty Domin in 29th. Is outside the 45 of Michael Pratt. Starting row 16, 16 of Robert Thorns. Is outside is the 82 of Daniel Harrington. In row 17, 49 of Cole Spalding. Is outside the 08 of Bob Fitzgerald. Row 18 to 84 of Glenn McNeese on the inside. Is outside the 61 of Ashton Rector. Starting row 19 and finishing the field is the 56 of Mike Edgerton. Mile and a half track, don't have a whole lot of time. It's Adam Kilday battle right there behind Dana Osborne. Dana jumped from second. Anthony English, the winner of the last two opening races here at CFM, currently out front right now. But looking back, we've got 37 trucks tonight. Looking back here, Michael Pratt back here in 28. They're kind of single file racing here. Back towards the back, Michael Pratt, Daniel Harrington, Robert Thorns, Bob Fitzgerald. Back here in 25th, Lynn McNeese there in 26th. Looking, ATVO was not liking 37 trucks out here, but looking back up here, this lead group, Anthony English there on that second lane with Hunter Reynolds right behind him, and that 99 of Alex Giffin on the outside. On the inside, you got the and the 3 of Paul Swan. It is a little bit dark here at Atlanta with this new update. It's not giving a whole lot of light, lighting up the track real good, as we were talking to Adam about how dark it was. Hopefully that's not going to cause that big of an issue. As these guys are coming through that tri-oval back to the start-finish line. Completed lap 5 on lap 6 of 100 laps tonight. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in out there in YouTube. Brittany King, Everett Baker, all out there. Appreciate you guys. Our mods are out there helping me keep an eye on the chat while I'm trying to call the race up here by myself. It is what it is, but we're going to make it through this, folks. Kind of looking back through the field. There's Jim and Jared Duda battling it out here for that 12th place spot. Jim getting a little bit high there. How much good line. These guys are just kind of back and forth. Looking back here, everybody's just side-by-side racing right now. 78 of Chris Jordan goes up towards the wall. Got Jimmy Reynolds right there behind him. There's 36 of Stephen Luttrell as well. Kind of looking through here. At our field. Everybody is just kind of, ATVO is not lining everybody right on my screen like it should. It shows Mike Edgerton in 27th, but he is back here in the back. Les Levy is down on pit road. Not sure he wasn't feeling it. What was going on with Mr. Les. We're going to get back up to the front here. Dana Osborne still your leader right now, led 6 laps. That is a little bit loud, so we're going to turn that down just a little bit. Try to get my settings for my camera angles. Talk about bumping going haywire all of a sudden. What's going on? Is it something on my end or what's going on? Because we got a caution out. We're going to take a look here to see where that was at. It took me to Shawn Stevens. Looks like it actually happened in front of Shawn. Oh, right there. Let me get on a chase view here, guys. That was James Mayer and the 15 of Alex Green involved in that. Looked like that tri-oval got the 46 of David Overstreet. And James Mayer was right there. As David comes down just a little bit, makes contact with the right front of James. And, of course, the 153 of Jared Duda. Really nowhere for Jared to go. Right into the back of James. Sends James down into Alex. Bubba Winningham trying to get it checked up. These guys are rolling through. 88 of John Guerrera involved. A bunch of trucks. Really nowhere anybody could go here at Atlanta. Unfortunately, that's going to cause our first caution of the night. Hunter Reynolds, Jared Duda, Ty Dahlman, Alex Giffin, Anthony English, your top 5 right now. Shawn Stevens does have a black flag. Got me a little bit of coffee here tonight, folks. Well, let's see. We're going to kind of look through here. Let's see what's going on with Mr. Shawn Stevens. He is down on pit road. Been down on pit road for about a minute and a half. And Kevin Haas down 2 laps. Now, they do have 2 fast repairs, so looking at Bubba's truck, not seeing much really anything wrong with his truck. He spent a little over a minute in the pits. As lights on, the pace car are out. Hunter Reynolds, Jared Duda, Ty Dahlman, Alex Giffin, Anthony English, your top 5. Pace car does drop down to the safety of pit road. Going to get to the Geico restart zone here in just a second. Green flag back out, folks. Back green flag racing. here at Atlanta tonight, round 3 of season 2, presented by Buttkicker. So big shout out to Buttkicker for coming on board and sponsoring the league. So the winner of the season championship will get a Buttkicker half system simulation rig. As we see, Alex Giffin does go up a little high. These guys are coming through the tri-oval here. A little bit tricky coming out of turn 4 into the tri-oval, but they are able to maintain. We got a battle up here for first as the caution comes back out again. Let's take a look here, see where it takes me to. Looks like the 16 of Robert Thorns. A 3 wide back here. Let's go to a far chase. They are 3 wide. 69 of Dusty Burkhart on the inside. That is the 15 of Alex Green on the outside. Oh, right there. Looked like he might have thought he was clear. Wasn't quite clear enough, and that got Dusty Burkhart loose. Stephen Luttrell goes to the high side to get around him. Bob Fitzgerald right into the 16 of Robert Thorns. But then we have several trucks that got involved after the initial contact. We're going to try to get back on Mr. Thorns here. If I can find my mouse. Because there was other trucks that came in. That's the 88 of John Guerrera. And the 695 of Jim Mayer going up in the air. The 56 of Mike Edgerton involved as well. Well, Robert did have to use his fast repair. Let's go ahead and let me see where the pace car is here in just a second. Well, that's going to bring Alex Giffin in the lead right now. Let's go ahead and bring up Mr. Bubba Winningham for just a second. Bubba, Steve up in the booth, man. Looks like people are trying to get a little, maybe trying to get a little comfortable, just having a hard time doing it out there tonight.
Yeah, it's a good 38 car field and mile and a half track. So, a little bit of give and take here early on, and guys trying to get a feel for the place. There's maybe a few of them that haven't raced on Atlanta a whole lot, but as you know, it can be a tricky one here with the large field. You gotta watch that apron. Somebody go below the apron, cause a checkup. That's guaranteed to cause a caution. And then this bit interest will get you every time too if you're not real careful there. So we're looking forward to some real good racing. It's all about track position here in Atlanta. You just got to be smart, make some good pit stops, and keep the track position. Well,
it looks like you guys are double file here, getting ready to restart. So we'll let you go. Coming around the back stretch there, but. One more thing I want to ask you before I do let you go. How's this the new asphalt feel in these trucks to you?
Well, I had about 60 seconds of damage left in that very first caution, and when I got back on the track, I was loose. My truck wasn't spinning, so it's more realistic actually right now.
All right. Well, good luck, Bubba. We'll holler at you after a while. Get him back down there to his room with his guys. Of course, Bubba Winningham always getting some good insight from these guys. Alex Giffin, your leader. Anthony English in second. Seabrands in third. Mark Mann fourth. And Sean Fraser rounding out your top 5. Pace car dies off down to the safety of pit road. Into the Geico restart zone once again. Green flag back out on the loud pedal. Good start by Alex Giffin with Rick Seabrands. Anthony English, Mark Mann to the outside. Paul Servant trying to close the gap with Mark to get a little bit closer to him. Try to find a good camera angle. Everett's got some Kool-Aid. Mixed watermelon with the lemonade. Ooh, that sounds actually pretty good. Oh no, Jimmy Reynolds with the black flag. As he is coming down pit road to serve that black flag. Shawn Stevens still on pit road, as well as Kevin Hawes and Les Levy. We're going to keep an eye on Jimmy. Looks like may have, not sure what the black flag was for. But looking back up to the front, Mark Mann out front right now with Paul Servant right behind him. And the caution comes back out once again, folks. That was the 11 of Jason Kinzer is where it took me to. We'll see if we can't get a chase view here and see what happened for sure. Oh, Dusty, looked like Dusty came up a little bit. But at the same time, Jason trying to hit that corner. And I see some debris on the track. As y'all see the little spots there. I don't know if that's sparks or dirt, but Dusty and Jason getting connected there as Jason goes up into the wall. That gives Jason a black flag. Now he does have 2 fast repairs left. Unfortunately, that's going to send him down the pit road. Of course, a lot of these guys will come down the pit road. Mark Mann still your leader. Paul Servant second, English third, Kilday fourth, Hunter Reynolds in fifth, Seabrand sixth, Spalding seventh, Jim Duda in eighth, Doug Johnson ninth, Alex Green rounding out your top 10. Looks like Jimmy had to spend a minute, almost a minute and a half in his pit box. That puts him 2 laps down. But Dusty Burkhart is a lap down. No, he's not now. I'm sorry. ATVO just does not want to keep up. Let me see if I'm trying to look to see if it will let me choose how many cars to show at once, and it is not. Well, he got a meatball flag. Everett is what he got. So there was a required repairs that need to be done. That's what the meatball flag is for. And as far as Jimmy Reynolds, I'm not sure what that flag was, the black flag was for. It don't tell me when it just shows me black flag. It just says black flag. But the meatball flag will be a black flag with the orange dot in there, which means that they got required repairs. Yes, mandatory repair. Yes, sir. Well, we got 13 viewers out there right now, only 5 likes. If you haven't hit that like button, folks, please do that for me. It's all right, Everett. But yeah, if you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button for me. Also, if you're new to MaxspeedTV, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon. Let you know every time we do go live. As they come to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back out on the loud pedal once again. Mark Van on the restart. Don't hold your breath, folks. Here comes Paul Servant to that outside with Adam Kilday and Rick Seabrand's in tow. But Mark Van, Anthony English, and Hunter Reynolds down on that inside. Looks like that second lane is getting a pretty good run. It might be the lane to be in tonight if you were running out here at Atlanta. That's going to get that lap on. So that'll be his first lap led. Looks like that second lane is really forming up well. 053 of Jim Duda trying to get up there in the mix as well. Almost looked like Anthony got a little bit loose there. Kind of see his rear end of his truck kind of slip out. Now they were telling me that there's in these trucks in Atlanta tonight, so we'll see what happens. Eric out there in chat. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you out there tonight. Of course, I was kind of hoping that Joshua might be tonight in the chat. We'll see what happens. He is still home recovering after his last little scare back in the hospital, but he is back home, and I hadn't got to talk to him today. I wasn't feeling real good today myself, with my blood pressure acting up a little bit on me today, but so I really didn't do much today at all. I worked in the yard, garden stuff, and try to get my tomato plants in the ground and everything else. So Mark Mans, though, is your leader right now down on the inside line. But like I said, that second lane, them 3 trucks with Paul Servant, Adam Kilday, Rick Seabrands getting a run on that low line. Looks like they gave that lap to Mark Mann. Boat Show Bliss. Now, do you work for a boat dealership, or do you work for the place that's hosting these boat shows? Because I think that's like the second or third one you said you've been to. All the trains. This is not the championship race, Eric. This is the 3rd race of the new season for the CFM guys. I got you. So you get to see all the latest and greatest that comes out. I hear you there. Well, we're winding it down, folks. Already at lap 32. Looking at our lap counts here. Mark Mann's been out 20 laps now. I think they could probably squeeze in about 25 laps. Front guys are going to be burning more fuel than the rest. Kind of looking back through the field here, just side by side racing all the way back. Looking back here at Lynn McNee, Sean Frazier, Andrew Schroeder. As the caution comes out, we were right there when that happened, folks. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a rewind. Move back up here. That happened. Looked like around Bob Fitzgerald. We're going to kind of see here. It actually happened up in front of them. With the 153 of Jared Duda. This looks like where it starts at. Maybe a bad push. Oh, looks like maybe Doug Johnson came up a little bit. Let's get on a chase view here. And we'll get on Doug's truck. Looked like maybe he came up a little bit and got into the left rear of Jared Duda. Want to make sure it wasn't net code, folks, as we're looking right here. Oh, just barely clipped him. Got him loose as he goes up, but almost up and over. And that just caused a chain reaction throughout the rest of the field. Russ Hancock dropping down, gets into the 46 of David Overstreet. Of course, the 34, that is Ty Dahlman getting a piece of it as well. 56 of Mike Edgerton actually skates by without getting involved. And we are back live again here, folks. We're looking at Ty down on pit road right now, but lap 35 of 100. Alex has been out 12 laps, so he's going to try to go as far as he can. Wow. He's in the steam engines. That's, you know, we get the, what is it, the big boy comes through Muskogee every year, usually on its way up from Texas. So it's always cool to see that big behemoth. Big, I think it's the only operational steam engine still in existence right now. I'll have to go through my pictures. I've got some pictures of it somewhere. I'll have to go through my pictures to see if I can find it. But I took pictures, well, the last time it came through, we were on holiday, and I didn't get a chance to see it, so. Oh, good Lord, Eric. You know those forklifts have got a weight limit, right? Yeah, I've seen it. That's why I said, you know, those forklifts have a weight limit. Everett, I know you're on our Discord, MaxspeedTV Discord. I've got some pictures I'll send you on there. It is I'll have to look at it, and I'll get back with you on that. But as we get to the Geico restart zone, flag man's got the green flag in his hand. Drops it back down. Here we go, folks. Back green flag racing again. Coming up on a lap 36 or 37, the start of 37 here. out of 100. Hopefully we can get some green flag pit stops. We have already had 4 cautions, 9 laps. We are at 64 laps to go. 19 lead changes. Tearing up this new Atlanta track. But and another caution, folks, already. Let's take a look to see. That was the 82 of Daniel Harrington that it took me to. Looks like the trial may have got another one. Oh, that's the 38 of Doug Johnson going up into the wall. Something happened to Doug. Let's take a look here. We'll get on a chase view. And we'll switch to Doug here just a second. We'll see what happened to Doug. That's the 08 of Bob Fitzgerald. Looks like the tri-oval. Let me rewind this, try to get to it a little bit faster. Doug is coming out of the tri-oval. That's Rick Seabrand's got running Doug just up into the wall. Truck went up the wall. Netco between him and that is the 08 of Bob Fitzgerald. Looked like maybe a little bit of netco there as well. As he comes off the wall, he's trying to get lined back up. Yeah, that was netcode between Doug and Bob, and the netcode right there between Doug and Daniel. But that just collected several trucks. Unfortunately, some netcode on the new Atlanta track tonight. Jared Duda got a piece of it as well. And Dana Osborne somehow made it through all of that. So did Jason Kinzer. Doug Johnson does have the meatball flag. That's going to change up our leaders right now. Paul Servant is your leader. Alex Giffin in second. Hunter Reynolds third. Stephen Luttrell fourth. Alex Green, your top 5. Anthony English in 6th. Mark Mann 7th. And Adam Kilday in 8th. Well, let's see if I can find. There he is, Mr. Mark Mann. Mark's been real good about doing on-track reporting for us over the last several nights. Mark, how's it going out there, buddy? Looks like guys are having a little problem with this new update with Atlanta.
Yeah, it's hard because the trucks keep washing up, and I just think that as long as we maintain our lines here in this next run, we should be okay. But yeah, there's been a lot of washing up. I've been guilty of it myself. It's tough.
You know, I did run some practice laps on this truck and on this track with the trucks, and of course by yourself, it's a lot easier. But it felt really good to me. But I'm hearing there's some aero issues in the pack.
Yeah, you know, dirty air kind of moves these trucks around pretty good. Up front's a little bit easier to manage. So, well, hopefully we can get up front.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
All right, buddy. Well, we're going to let you go. You guys are fixing to restart. Good luck, and we will holler at you soon.
All right, bro.
We'll get him back down there with the guys he's been running with. Guys. Oh yeah, big boy, I'm telling you, it's always cool to see that big machine come through. And I can't believe it's still operational. Green flag back out, back racing, folks. Not quite halfway through just yet, but we are getting close. Of course, mile-and-a-half track, it doesn't take long to get around. A 29.7 is what I'm seeing. I got a 29.409 by Alex Giffin. Looking through the times here. Let's see if I can see anything better than that. Looks like Alex Giffin right now does have the fastest lap. 29.409. Alex is on that outside line with Stephen Luttrell, Anthony English, and Adam Kilday, and Bubba Whittingham. Paul Servant, Hunter Reynolds, Alex Green, Mark Mann, Rick Seabrands, all down on that bottom line, along with the 053 of Jim. I'm sure these guys want to see some green flag pit stops. As we hit lap 44, we'll do some looking at my cameras. Alex Giffin is kind of falling back, trying to get to a spot. He's been out 22 laps to where he can pit, but just not any openings for him to drop down to that low line. Now they do have to pit from the low line. They cannot pit from the high side, even when it's clear. Hopefully these guys can kind of calm it down a little bit so we can get some green flag pit stops. We are lap 46. Kind of looking back to the middle, seeing a lot of movement back there. Back of the mid-pack. A lot of side-by-side racing, though, going all the way back to the 46 of David Overstreet and 49 of Cole Spalding. David does look to the outside of Cole. Dana Osborne back here with Russ Hancock, Lynn McNeese, Daniel Harrington. Of course, Daniel is a lap down. Back here with Chris Jordan. 56 of Mike Edgerton. Jimmy Reynolds is the second truck a lap down right now. Ash Regner is 4 laps down, still out there battling it out in the 61 machine. Rob Connors is all by himself out here. There is Doug Johnson, currently 3 laps down. It looks like John Carrera, Shawn Stevens, Kevin Haas, and Les Levy. Of course, Les didn't look like he started, but we have lost 4 drivers out of the starting 38 drivers. We get back up on the leaders. Paul Servant led 15 laps so far. These guys are coming around turns 1 and 2. Coming down the back stretch at 99 of Alex Giffin. Been out here 27 laps, so he's probably getting close. Bingo, like I like to say in the aviation world. I think he's looking to try to get pushed up to the front to get down in front of Paul. That is not happening. Now, if he runs out of fuel, that's going to cause a big check. He's either going to have to go up high, let these guys get around him, or it may cause credit caution. But what I was talking about, there is an old, it was the last operating drag liner it's in just outside of Pittsburgh, Kansas. And I think they call it Big Boy 2 as well. Massive, massive piece of machinery. Got to go see that. Went up there a couple years ago for a bowling tournament. And while we were, after we got done bowling, we had some downtime to kind of go sightseeing and stuff. We went up and seen that. But I'll share those. I've got those pictures. I'll share with you. Just an amazing piece of machinery. They used to use it for strip mining for coal. And yeah, it's just. I was standing next to one of the buckets that thing used, and actually stood inside the biggest bucket, and I could not even remotely touch the top from standing at the tip of the bucket. We see Alex Giffin dropping down into turn 3 at the entry of pit road. Paul Servant, your leader, Stephen Luttrell, is outside. Now Stephen Luttrell getting pushed up back and forth with Paul. Anthony English right on the bumper of Luttrell. Stephen trying to get his lap led. Paul Servant's not going to make it easy on him as they come through the tri-oval. Paul Servant's going to lead another lap, so that's going to be his 21st lap led. We are on board right now with Paul in that number 3 machine coming through. It looks like turns 1 and 2, or no, 3 and 4 as they come to the tri-oval. He is coming up on lap traffic right now. That is the 82 of number 62. Look like Les Levy back out on the track. I'm not sure who that was. That was down there. We get back up here on our leaders. They are in turns 3 and 4. Kind of comes around turn 4 into the tri-oval. Stephen Luttrell, is he going to get his lap led? He did. Going to be his second lap led as Anthony English is trying to push him up to the front with Adam Kilday. Oh, going to have a caution upside down for Stephen Luttrell as he is sliding down. If he doesn't get flipped back over, he is going to have to tow, and he is on his lid. Well, let's get back. We're going to stay on Stephen here, and well, we're just going to go ahead and do it. If you get motion sickness post, be sure you turn away. That's what took me to Ty Dahlman, but let's get on Stephen here. He's coming around the front, the tri-oval. You're going to see him right there get a little bit loose. And then coming into turns 1 and 2, he gets sideways, hits the wall upside down, and truck's going past him, as you see. Yeah, that probably wasn't a very fun ride. Bubba Winningham with the black flag, Sean Frazier with the black flag, Daniel Harrington with the black flag, and of course Stephen Luttrell with the meatball. Well, Billy, I asked that we watch the cussing a little bit. Not too worried about it right now. You're all right, but let's try to refrain from that if we can, please, sir. Try to keep it as PG as we can. Yeah, Steven was running well. He's actually been running pretty good these last few races. Oh, I couldn't imagine that in VR. I can't even run regular races in VR, much less imagine what it would be like to be involved in a wreck. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate it, buddy. Oh yeah, we can. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I don't want something else to slip out. You know what I mean? So, but we're all good. We are all good. He is fine. Oh, he does use VR. Oh, we might want to check on him as soon as we can. Make sure he's all right. Scavenger out there rooting on Paul Servant. How you doing, sir? Good to see you out there. But Paul Servant is your leader. Jim Duda in second, English third, Hunter Reynolds in fourth, Alex Green fifth, Mark Mann there in sixth, Rick Seabrands, Bubba Winningham seventh and eighth, Andrew Schroeder ninth, Sean Frazier does have a black flag. I'm not sure what it's for, folks, but he is in 10th. Green flag back out, folks, on the loud pedal once again. They are at 63 laps. That is our sixth caution for tonight. 14 laps under caution, 38 laps to go. 26 lead changes as of right now. Paul Servant, Jim Duda battling up here in the front. Jim's going to get pushed out by the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. But that inside line just seems to have a little more momentum coming out of the corners. That is Stephen Luttrell, I believe, down on that inside on the apron, letting leaders go by. He did have to use his fast repair. But looking at Sean Frazier, he is still out here on the track with the black flag. Dana Osborne coming off a pit road, serving his black flag. We're looking, trying to, ATVO is changing on us so quickly. Let's see if Sean comes out to serve that penalty, but he has not. If if he doesn't, he's liable to get DQ'd. Again, I can't see what the black Levy didn't start. He was out here in practice, but did not start the race. Here comes Sean Frazier down into that pit entrance. You notice he went in at turn 3, the new Atlanta here. The new pit entrance, you have to enter at the entry of turn 3. So he is coming down to serve that black flag. Of course, we have lost several drivers. Ash Regner, John Carrera, Shawn Stevens, Kevin Haas, all done for the night. Took the truck behind the wall. Of course, Les Levy did not start. I don't think he was feeling real well, but kind of looking back through the field here, folks. We are side-by-side racing. Back to about Dusty Burkhart, Mike Edgerton. Now, Mike Edgerton is the first truck a lap down, but here comes Stephen Luttrell trying to make up that lap that he got. He is actually 3 laps down now, so he's trying to get caught back up as he is on the bumper of that 69 of Dusty Burkhart. He does have some help, though, with Jason Kinzer as well. But here comes James Mayer and Jimmy Reynolds. Jimmy's not having the best of nights either, but he is back on the lead lap. As Stephen Luttrell does go up to the high side to get around Dusty. Unfortunately, with the cameras here at Atlanta, I do not have a crank it up cam. So we cannot do the crank it up tonight, folks. I do apologize about that. But definitely glad to see everybody out there, 16 viewers. If you haven't hit that like button, can we get at least 10 likes tonight? I would appreciate that. Getting back up to the front, we are side-by-side racing all the way back to about the, looks like maybe about the 14th, 15th place spot. Paul Savant is your leader right now. Led 30 laps. Got Anthony English. Now, Anthony's been on a tear this last few weeks, probably the last month or so between 2 different leagues. Of course, Anthony has won the first 2 races of the season here at CFM, trying to keep his points up, get him into the playoffs at the end of the season. I will go ahead and put up our season 2 schedule. As you can see right there, we are at Atlanta tonight. Next week will be a race that I sponsored. It's going to be my 50th birthday bash we're going to do on 4-6 at Daytona. Turning 50 years old. Not really looking forward to it, but I guess it all is going to work out in its own. Still a good battle going on up front with Jim Duda and Paul Servant, but Paul is going to actually lead another lap. Yeah, unfortunately, no sponsors tonight. Need to save money for next week. Les out there in chat. Well, Les, you know you can always jump up here in the booth with me, buddy, if you want to. Well, I appreciate that, Les. I mean, my mind says that I'm 20 years old still, but my body is telling me I'm about 70. And mirrors. Mirrors lie. Yes, they do. Yeah, I know you're a little bit older than I am, Les. We've talked about it, buddy. Look it up here at the front, guys. Eric says he turned 63 last February 26th. I'll give my wife a hard time because right now she's the same age as I am. So I give her a hard time about that for a couple months before I actually jump back ahead on the age bracket with her. Well, the way that picture you showed me on the forklift, kind of like me, I'm surprised you made it this far, Eric. You need to tell your boss to get you a bigger forklift, though. Everett says he's the youngest here. You're probably what, 30, Everett? .33. I was close. Paul Spronk getting a good lead out there with Anthony English, Mark Mann right behind him. Jim Duda kind of falling back a little bit. Been out here 18 laps. Now Alex Giffin has been out here 23 laps. As we see guys coming down pit road, I believe that was the 343 of, if I can find him here, where is he at? That is Russ Hancock. He is coming off a pit road now. Probably had to get fuel. He was out here 23 laps. Alex Giffin has been out here 24 laps. I like to turn my little fan on. It's starting to get warm here in my little office. We are 20 to go, folks. Winded it down fairly quickly. Still a good battle up front between Paul Spronk, Jim Duda, Hunter Reynolds right there, Alex Green with them in that 15 machine. They wasn't too bad. We got some pretty good wind, a lot of lightning. They said they seen a possible lowering just to the north of me, going kind of north of Shakota, probably about a half a mile north of Interstate 40 off the 69 highway. No damage anywhere that I know of. They had some radar indicated rotation, but I don't know if they ever actually had a touchdown last night. I didn't hear anything. But it was just a lot of lightning, some heavy rain, a little bit of hail, and strong winds. I think at one time they, some of the spotters that was out said that they were getting 70-mile-an-hour winds. We're 3 wide back here with Andrew Schroeder, Jared Duda, Dana Osborne, Adam Kilday. Bubba Winningham in the mix as well. As we are 17 to go. Looking back here, still side by side racing. As we go into a big wreck, that was Jim Duda, Paul Servon dooring each other and getting loose. That brings out our 7th caution of the night. We caught that live. So guys, while we're under caution, I'm going to step away for just a minute. as we are going to stay on our leaders up here. But we'll be right back. Hang tight, folks. I do apologize about that, folks. Still battling some kind of stomach bug or something. I just have to wait for just a minute. Looking through our field right now, Anthony English is your leader. Hunter Reynolds in second. Mark Mann in third. Alex Green fourth. Shane Ward rounding out your top five. Adam Kilday, Cole Spalding, Rick Seabranch, Andrew Schroeder, Jimmy Reynolds, your top 10. Yeah, 13 laps left, folks. Again, we only have 2 GWCs, so hopefully they won't need it. But thing is, now they've got enough fuel to make it to the end of the race. Looks like Michael Pratt back here does have a black flag. Is not going to be able to serve it until the green comes out. So he is down on the apron. I think he is having to wait on the field. Green flag is back out. Not sure what was going on with Michael Pratt. 12 to go. Anthony English, Hunter Reynolds battling up front here. Alex Green, Adam Kilday on the inside. Mark Mann, that is the 39. That's Shane Ward. And the 4, Rick Seabrandt on that outside. Michael Pratt is down on the entrance to pit road, so he's going in to serve that black flag. Maybe Looks like we are down to just 30 drivers now. Nope, we still got several as the caution comes back out again. We're going to take a look here, folks, see where that happened at. Just take me back here to Jim Duda. It's him and Dana Osborne getting connected up there. Take a look here and see. Looks like Jim kind of went up a little bit high. And Dana Osborne was right there. Jim trying to get back in his line. Dana right there. Jim kind of goes up and around. And that's going to bring out another caution with 10 to go. Unfortunately, that didn't give Jim a meatball flag, so he is going to come down pit road, see what damage he can get fixed. Now, he still does have a fast repair left. That brings out our 8th caution of the night. As we go to 9 to go here, folks. We look back up towards the front. Anthony English, your leader. Mark Mann in 2nd. Hunter Reynolds 3rd. Shane Ward in 4th. Alex Green 5th. Rick Seabrand 6th. Adam Kilday 7th. Cole Spalding in 8th. Jimmy Reynolds in 9th. And Andrew Schroeder rounding out your top 10. Again, I do appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. 18 viewers out there right now. Again, if you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and hit that like button for me. I know we had a little bit of a break there. We had to step away, but I do apologize about that. Kind of looking back through our field, looks like Jim Duda is back out. He did use his 2nd fast repair. And Lynn McNeese still out here. He is the last truck on the lead lap. And Mike Edgerton is the first truck a lap down. Michael Pratt also a lap down. Daniel Harrington a lap down. Alex Giffin now 2 laps down. Dana Osborne 2 laps down. Russ Hancock as well at 2 laps down. Well, lights on the pace car are out, folks. We're going to try to wind this down. Hopefully have a green flag run to the finish. Anthony somehow finding his way back up to the front. Started 4th, so he is actually already up there to start the race. But again, Anthony's been on a tear for the last probably month or so. Been having some really good finishes, winning some races. Again, special shout out to Alex Giffin, tonight's sponsor of tonight's race. Giffin Plumbing 150 here at Atlanta. As they come out of turn 4, the pace car will dive off down to the safety of pit road. Once again, come to the Geico restart zone. Flagman does have the yellow or green flag in his hand. Here we go, back racing, folks. Green flag waving. Mark Mann getting a good jump by himself on that outside line. It looks like Hunter Reynolds getting a little bit snaky, as we like to call it. Of course, we heard some of these drivers saying that the aero issues tonight have been aero push more than anything. Here. Mark Mann is trying to make a run on that outside. Oh, Adam, that's Shane Ward getting a little bit loose going into the tri-oval. Of course, Adam Kilday is back there with them, right behind Rick Seabrand. We are on Rick right now watching this lead pack. Guys, 6 to go. They are booking it about 181 miles an hour, 183. See Anthony hitting 184 there. Trying to make that run. 5 to go here. They coming out of turn 1 and 2 onto the back stretch. Hunter Reynolds giving Anthony a good push there, right on his bumper. For Shane Ward, right there on the back of Mark Mann as well. Another lap. That's going to be 17 laps led for Anthony tonight. They come out of the back stretch. Caution comes back out, folks. This will be a regulation green-white checker. Let's take a look here and see. That took me to James Mayer. David Overstreet right there. Looks like that's where it happened at. David gets a little bit high, comes back down. Ooh, just not sure what happened with David, but a pretty aggressive jerk of the truck for some reason. We'll get up here, see if maybe there was some net code involved. Let me try to get on David Overstreet here. We'll see if maybe that was a little bit of net code. That was net code between him and James. Alex Giffin, nowhere for Alex to go. Same with Jason Kinzer, Dana Osborne. Also nowhere for Dana to go. You see other trucks scooting down on that bottom side. David Overstreet down on pit road. Looks like he had to use his fast repair. Doug Johnson with a meatball flag as well. He has used both of his fast repairs, unfortunately. Not much has changed for your top 5. Hunter Reynolds is your leader. For Anthony English, Hunter Reynolds, Mark Mann, Shane Ward, Alex Green, your top 5. Rick Seabrand's there in 6th. Will be a GWC attempt, but I believe this is going to be a regulation. I can find out. Give me just a second, folks. I will be right back. We'll find out if this is a regulation or actual GWC attempt. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, folks, just got confirmation from race control. This will be GWC attempt 1 of 2. So this will not be a regulation. This will be one of the GWC attempts. In your top 5, Hunter Reynolds, Anthony English, Mark Mann, Shane Ward, and Alex Green. These guys will try to keep it clean, get to the white flag. We come out of turns 3 and 4. Pace car will dive off down to the safety of pit road for GWC tip number 1. Pace car aggressively dives down to the pit road. Flagman does have the green flag in his hand. Green flag flying here. GWC attempt number 1. Anthony English, Hunter Reynolds. Your top 2 right there going to battle it out. Mark Mann going to try to get Anthony pushed up there. Maybe making a move to get to the outside to get around him. But got to get that gap there. Back it out just a little bit. Here comes Hunter Reynolds, Shane Ward, Rick Seabrands, Adam Kilday to that outside. Mark Mann right on the bumper of Anthony English as we come around the tri-oval. Back to the start and finish line. White flag in the air, folks. Here we go. Whatever happens now is going to happen. Anthony English, Mark Mann down on the inside. Hunter Reynolds, Shane Ward to the outside. Here comes Alex Green trying to get caught up with Mark and Anthony. Mark right on the bumper of Anthony trying to get up there. At least get a P2 finish. Here we go to the line. Who's it going to be? As they're wrecking, Anthony English is going to be your winner. Hunter Reynolds second, Mark Mann third. That is your top 3. Well, hang on, folks. We're going to get these guys back to the line so we can see exactly where they were at. It was going to be close at the line as the guys were wrecking behind them. Hunter Reynolds had just enough to get ahead of Mark Mann. Looked like Shane Ward was back there. We'll take a look at that as we are coming through. Shane drops down right into the 15 of Alex Green, almost into the back of Mark, but was able to stay off of Mark enough. Mark right up underneath Anthony English. So, well, that's going to be your top 3. We're going to go ahead and get them up here for the MaxspeedTV TV post-race interviews. Hang tight. We'll be right back.
Field, I was so worried. That,
Well, like I said, I wouldn't have blamed you one bit if you took it. I figured
Oh,
if you got me far enough out, you would have too.
I didn't feel like I was clear, and I didn't want to, like, Hunter, if that would have happened and then they'd have checked up or, plowed you and turned, I feel worse about it than that, so.
Well, I don't know how Shane didn't get into the SNW worse than what he did there, Mark.
Yeah, I was pinching Hunter and Anthony, and I don't think he wanted to follow me. I had Alex on his inside, so I kind of think that had something to do with it. I don't blame him.
Well, we're going to get you guys up here, try to get through these interviews fairly quickly, guys, and then we'll call it a night.
Sounds good, bro.
All right, guys, we have caught up with our top 3. We're going to start with our third place finisher. and he is our in-race reporter, Mr. Mark. Man, Mark, good job. You started mid-pack back there about 16th, made your way up to the front. Kind of overheard a conversation. You were hoping to get out there in front of Hunter and get to the outside and race Anthony for the lead, but you ended up finishing in third. Buddy, it was a good job tonight. Let's talk about a little bit with the new moments and everything, or the new races and everything, or the new track. I can't even talk tonight, buddy. It's been one of them nights.
I was clear for a second there, and I just felt like it was too tight for me to take, and I would have felt worse if I'd have taken that, done a Conley clear there, and checked up that whole high line behind me and wrecked the whole field. I would have felt worse about that. But no, I was happy Anthony got the win, Hunter in second, and none of us died, and we got a podium. So I'll take it.
Well, apparently I had a hot mic whenever I was talking to you guys, so I got to apologize to our fans out there. I got on to somebody about trying to keep it PG, and I didn't even do it myself. So it happens, guys. I mean, like I said, it's just that's what happens when you do live broadcasts like this sometimes, and not much you can do about it, but move on. Again, I do apologize if anything inappropriate was said, but awesome run, though, Mark. I know we talked a little bit about the dirty air and with the new tracks, and the lighting here at Atlanta was a little bit of an issue too, I think.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. The light, at first when we were in practice, the sun was really shining on the track, and then the track got cool. Tires were a factor, but they weren't as big of a factor as track position. But I don't know, just kind of worked out that you had to have good track position at the end, and we were fortunate enough to get a podium. But the new Atlanta, that was actually a lot of fun. The lights come on. I don't think I've raced in the lights here. That was pretty interesting, the day to night transition.
Well, again, with the new entry, with entering into the entry of turn 3, you still have to watch out on that apron, about judging your speed. I didn't see a lot of issues, but did you see any issues with guys coming into the pits right there at turn 3 or not?
I didn't see any issues with that. I don't think we had long enough runs to worry about the green flag pit stop part of it. So, no, not really.
All right. Well, brother, good job tonight. Congratulations. Got a podium. That's going to give you some points to move up closer to Anthony, but you guys may have to put a bounty out on him or something.
Yeah, or just pass him. I know, I had a fraction of a second there to pass. When I was on the outside on the run prior, I had Shane pushing me. I was running a little bit low, and I was just worried that somebody might wash up and hit me. So Shane was doing all he could, and out that top 6, man, very solid run. All top 10, really, everybody in the top 10. I had a couple issues being very washy when my tires were falling off. I just think that was a product of the racing tonight. Some guys had older tires. Some guys had taken more tires. I took rights on that last pit stop. I felt a lot more comfortable than maybe the people who were below me on that second to last run. Maybe I think I might have been running a little bit too tight, but we were lucky to come away with a podium.
Well, awesome job, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yeah, David and Bubba for putting the league on, and you guys at MaxspeedTV still wishing Josh well, and Mara for watching, and everybody out there in TV land, and everybody I raced with tonight, and some of the other guys I didn't get to race with tonight. Love racing with them, but this is a 5-team limit. I kind of like that in a way for, we have more team-oriented things going on. But yeah, thanks everybody.
All right, brother. We'll go celebrate, and we will see you next week. All right. Well, that's going to bring us to our second place finisher, Mr. Hunter Reynolds. Great run from Hunter tonight. Pretty much up front the whole night. We're going to try to get over to Hunter here. If I could get my stuff to work, Hunter, give me just a second, buddy. And
all right.
we're trying to get my camera spun around here, but to get on that Reynolds Rack 26 machine, you started up towards the front in 6th place, finished 2nd. Not a whole lot of issues really that you got into tonight. So you still have both your fast repairs. So, but let's talk about the new track here at Atlanta. How it felt to you, the tire wear, what was going on out there tonight?
Yeah, this track sucks. I don't like to run this track. Kind of a caution fest tonight. I actually made the mistake first round of pit stops. I stayed out on accident because I missed a pit road entry, and then kind of started a trend, I think, where we just gambled and stayed out and caused some different fuel strategies. But yeah, right there at the end, didn't take any tires, trying to get out front more. This thing was a handful when you didn't take the tires. So yeah, I tried, man. I mean, we had a nice solid 2nd place finish, but it was a rough one out here.
Well, you were sitting down there. Looks like in 6th place coming into the night, 6th or 7th coming in tonight in points. This is definitely going to help you. I mean, of course, Adams won the first 3 races of the season. It's going to be, if he keeps this up, it's going to be hard to catch at the end of the season.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of worried about too. Anthony, he's just building up a gap here, and there's no chase or anything. So it's just how many points you can get. And I don't think I had the best week 1. I don't check the points a lot, but yeah, he's gonna be hard to catch if he keeps racking up these wins. Getting his teammates to push him. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully we can finish things out strong. I know we got a bunch of races left, but doesn't look like his luck is slowing down anytime soon.
No, he's been on a tear lately. I told Mark we may have to put a bounty out on him.
Shoot, that'd be funny. But yeah, no, he's racing good right now. So I mean, good for him. Obviously I'm happy for him, but I'm trying to win too. So.
Oh, absolutely. Well, awesome job, buddy. We're going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate your 2nd tonight?
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks all my teammates for running with me. My dad's out here tonight. You put in a boost, Steven, do a great job. Shout out to all the drivers and admins for putting this thing on, giving us a good spot to race, and anybody checking out the broadcast, we appreciate y'all.
All right, brother. Well, go celebrate. We will see you next week, and congratulations.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. All right. Let's get you back down there. There you go. All right. Well, that's going to bring us to our winner tonight. No surprise. I told the guys that it looks like we're going to have to put a bounty out on this guy. See if we can't knock him off that podium. Good Lord, Anthony, you had just been absolutely on a tear this last month or so. And, man, first 3 races of the new season, got the top finish, winning all 3 races. These guys may be gunning for you here pretty soon.
Yeah, well, I can't take all the credit. I mean, it's definitely a team sport. I've been lucky enough the last 3 races to have one of my teammates in good position to push me, and so I definitely owe tonight to Mark. Mark pushed the hell out of me that last green-white checkered, and he definitely helped me prevail to get it. But yeah, it's a team sport, so big shout out to everybody on the team. We work so hard together when it comes to a lot of this stuff, especially like Atlanta, where it's more of a strategy type track and stuff. But yeah, it's a little bit of luck involved too. I mean, I didn't know if I was going to get back up there after getting whittled in the back, and just certain pit stops and certain cautions ended up helping out, and here we are.
Well, we did have an update to Atlanta track. The new asphalt looked amazing out there. Of course, the lighting was a little bit of an issue, I think, tonight. It looks like it was a little bit darker on the track than it has been. Probably mostly because the new asphalt was absorbing a lot of the track lights. But how was the track feel to you guys with this new asphalt overlay they did?
It was, to be honest, it was touch and go. It felt great at the beginning, and then once you got like 15, 20 laps on the tires, it got a little slickery. And then you get to the end where we were playing around with not taking tires, only taking two or whatnot, and that last long run we had before Paul got killed, I was as loose as could be. Like that whole run, I was pushing Paul down at the bottom. It was a handful. I was as loose as could be. And when we pit after that caution, when that caution came out, we pit. I meant to take rights and I didn't have it checked, so I ended up taking nothing. So I had destroyed tires by the end here. And it was definitely a handful. Even with when I had Hunter pushing that first green white attempt, and then that second pushing with Mark. I mean, it was every time they touched me, it was just a handful. So I mean, if you kept fresh tires on it, it wasn't bad. If you had semi decent new tires on it, it wasn't bad. But once you started wearing them down, it was definitely a little touchy.
Well, let's also talk about. I know Mark. We did a in race on track report with him. The dirty air. Now I know you had to come up through the field to get back up to the front. Did you have any issues with the dirty air with the aero push like some of these guys say they were having?
Yeah, you did too. Like, just give an example. Like when I was running on the bottom, pushing Paul, when he arced the corner, when he was going in like half a lane high, and he arced the corner, and I was able to stay on that white line and get a little bit of that air. It helped me significantly. But when he was hugging the bottom going in the corner, it was so loose. It was jumping back and forth between being loose going in and tight through the middle and off. So I wanted to push, but if you could get any little bit of air on your nose to help you with a little bit of downforce, it was definitely a lot better. But yeah, the dirty air was terrible tonight. I mean, it hindered a lot of stuff. That's probably why we didn't see anybody almost all race. Probably tried 3 wide and stuff, because just that dirty air, that pusher in that third lane, it probably just would have been deadly for them.
Well, we had 9 cautions tonight. I think a lot of that was guys trying to get used to the new track and everything. But it's really it's not a norm for CFM to have that many cautions. Uh, but all in all, I mean, it was a pretty decent race. A lot of action, a lot of back and forth, a lot of good battles throughout the field, really. Sometimes, like they say, sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. But uh, tonight you were the windshield. You got out front, got the victory once again. But we're going to turn the mic over to you, Anthony. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yeah, just add on to what you were talking about with the cautions. I mean, I think it might have been just a mix of a little bit of the looseness and the tightness of dirty air caused a bunch of stuff. I know I owe Steve Luttrell an apology. I was pushing him really hard trying to get him clear on the outside a little after halfway, and ended up getting him down into Paul and getting him out of shape. So I definitely owe him an apology. And wasn't trying to do that. I was just trying to get him fully clear so he could go down, because we were getting close to what would have been pit stops and stuff. So I feel bad for that. But yeah, big shout out to you guys, everybody at Maxspeed, especially you for what you've been doing. Joshua, who's recovering. You guys do an amazing job. Definitely love having you on board everywhere that we see you running and stuff. And you guys do amazing work. All the admins, David O, Bubba, Jimmy, Russ, Len, they do an amazing job with this. It's been extremely fun. I mean, at least for me. But to me, it's been really fun, a whole different ball game, and I've been having a blast. So, big shout out to those guys. Definitely big shout out to the teammates. Without any of the teammates, none of this is even possible. And tonight's hero is Mark. So, big shout out to Mark for the hell of pushing out the end. If he ended up getting clear 100, I 110% expected him to pull up and go around. And he was on fresh tires, and he would have definitely won this race at that point. So he definitely had a good shot of it, and I still owe him, because he ended up pushing me at the end of the win. So big shout out to him, and Rick, Jim, and Adam and stuff. And then everybody watching at home, family, friends, my dad, my beautiful girlfriend, all the sponsors that's come on board and everything. I think Alex Giffin sponsored tonight. So big shout out to him. Big shout out to Buttkicker, Chevy Land, and everybody else who do what they do, helping out in this series to make it what it is, and also give us the amazing broadcast that we have.
All right, well, go celebrate, buddy. Now we do have Daytona next week. Actually, a race that I sponsored. It's my 50th birthday bash. Hopefully, we get out here next week, have a great race, and man, I may throw a $5 bounty on somebody just to beat you next week.
Well, happy early birthday. And hey, man, you do you. I can't say much. Like I said, it's a team sport, and once you get up here, if you can get up to the front, and you got a couple teammates. I mean, usually you have a good luck at it and a good shot at it, and I probably have some of the best pushers in the league on the team. So always big hats off to all them guys. We run great together, and we have a lot of fun doing it and stuff. But yeah, put a bounty out. Let's see. Let's do it. I didn't expect to do this. I was thinking tonight I was gonna finish like 10th or something with the way the race started and stuff. So it's like this is just luck at this point, I think, and the luck's gonna run out, Steve. You know that.
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah, and you do have some great teammates, some great pushers that work with you. I mean, Adam and all them guys. James Mayer, and I think you were running with Jimmy Reynolds and them for a little while. And man, just like you said, it's a team effort, and if you ain't got that support, then you're not going to make it very far.
No, it will always help about having a teammate. I mean, it's super hard to do anything in a drafting league by yourself, and that's why I said, like, the win tonight goes to all the boys on the team. They're just phenomenal, and yeah, I can't say much more about it.
All right, brother. Well, go celebrate. Congratulations on your third victory, and I know you got OP Monday night tomorrow, so you guys go check out that. I'm sure it's going to be broadcasted somewhere on YouTube, so look for that. But congratulations tonight, Anthony, and we will see you next week.
Thank you, Steven. You have a good one.
You too, brother. We'll get him down there. Well, that's going to bring us to the end of tonight. Again, I do apologize for the hot mic. I guess I can't say anything anymore about what goes in chat. But, Billy, it happens. Shane out there. Unfortunately, Shane got involved in that last wreck, but right there at the end. But awesome run by Shane tonight. Good job, buddy. And I appreciate the compliments on the broadcast. But we're going to go ahead and get to our results, unofficial results, pending any admin stuff. Your winner tonight, the 44 of Anthony English. In second, that 26 machine of Hunter Reynolds. In third, the 04 of Mark Mann, the Batman himself. In fourth, Rick Seabrands. In the number 4 truck, Shane Ward out there in chat getting a good top 5 finish. Good job by Shane tonight. Alex Green in the 15 there in 6th. The 85 of Adam Kilday, 7th. The 17 of Jimmy Reynolds in 8th. The 48 of Andrew Schroeder with a nice top 10 finish in 9th. The Robert Thorns rounding out your top 10. And 11th, the 49 of Cole Spalding. In 12th, the 78 of Chris Jordan. Bubba Winningham with the top 15 finish there in 13th. The 34 of Ty Dahlman in 14th. Newcomer Jared Duda, 15th to the 153. Right behind him was his dad, Jim, in 16th. Paul Servant led 43 laps tonight, ending up in 17th spot. David Overstreet in 18th. 45 of Michael Pratt in 19th. And Bob Fitzgerald in the 08, rounding out the top 20. Dusty Burkhart finishing 21st. Lynn McNeese in 22nd. Daniel Harrington in 23rd. Mike Edgerton 24th. Our sponsor tonight, Alex Giffin for the Giffin Plumbing 150. They're in 25th. Big shout out to Alex for sponsoring tonight's race. 26th is Russ Hancock. In 27th, the 00 of Rob Connors. In 28th, Stephen Luttrell. Stephen had a decent run. Unfortunately, got involved. Of course, Anthony did apologize for pushed him a little too hard. That is just racing, folks. Wasn't nothing intentional. He feels bad about it, as you heard him comment on that. 29th, the 14 of Sean Frazier, and 30th, the 95 of James Mayer. In 31st, the 11 of Jason Kinzer. In 32nd, the 8 of Dana Osborne. In 33rd, the 38 of Doug Johnson. 34th, Ash Regner. At 35th, John Guerrera. 36th, Kevin Haas. 37th, the 27 of Shawn Stevens. And in 38th, Les Levy. So, awesome job tonight from these guys. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in. We will be off for a few days here. Don't forget, next Saturday night will be the OP Championship race for the Saturday Night Unlimited Truck Series presented by Buttkicker. And then next Sunday, right here on MaxspeedTV, it'll be my 50th birthday bash. These guys are going to be tearing it up at Daytona in the trucks for 80 laps, I should say, at Daytona. So until the next time, folks, till next weekend, hope everybody had a great weekend. Stay safe this next week. We'll see you next Saturday, and have a good night.